Good afternoon to my dear professor and my fellow friends. My name is Jananathan Analaki Jayabalan. My matrix number is 9809030868690001 and my learning center is Ipo Learning Center and my email is jana98alliance@oum.edu.my and today's subject is Abpd2103 Personality and the title is The Influence of Media and Socialization on Gender and Cultural Identity. The subtitle is Global Perspective. Let's go into it. Introduction and Overview. Number one, purpose. Examine how media and socialization shape gender and cultural identities globally. Number two, key concepts. Media influence socialization, gender identity, and cultural identity. Number three, importance of global perspective in understanding identity formation. Theoretical frameworks. Number one, social learning theory. Learning through observation and imitations of models. Number two, gender schema theory. Mental frameworks guide perception and behavior. Number three, conjunctive development theory. Children actively construct gender understandings. Number four, psychoanalytic theory. Unconscious process in gender identity formation. Number five, cultural imperialism theory dominant cultures influence local identities. Number six, representation theory. Media portrayals shape understanding of social groups. Media as an agent of socialization. Number one, media socialization. Process of learning social norms through media exposures. Number two, evolution from traditional to the digital media platforms today. Number three, global reach creating unprecedented cross-cultural accessibility. Number four, media's dual role, and this is reflects existing social norms and values and actively constructs reality by promoting certain perspectives and particularly and sometimes challenges gender stereotypes. And this is a quote, words full of wisdom that someone important said and can make the reader get inspired. And this was said by someone famous. And I would like to give a quiz to you all by finding who is this. Gender inequality root causes. Number one, family. Earliest exposures to gender and cultural norms. Number two, educational system. Structured environments reinforcing or challenging norms. Number three, peers groups providing belonging and identity separate from family. Number four, religious institution transmit specific values regarding gender and culture. Number five, workplace environment, professional identity influencing personal identity. Number six, continuous interaction between socialization agents creating complex influence. Primary agents of socialization. Number one, family, earliest exposure to gender and cultural norms. Number two, educational system, structured environments reinforcing or challenging norms. Number three, peer groups, provide belonging and identity separate from family. Number four, religious institution, transmit specific values regarding gender and culture. Number five, workplace environment, professional identities influencing personal identity. Number six, continuous interaction between socialization agents creating complex influence. Media influence on gender identity. Number one, stereotypical portrayals in advertising and entertainment media. Number two, impact on self-perception, aspiration, perceived life options. Number three, variations in gender representation across different media platforms. Number four, reason shifts forward more diverse and inclusive representation. Number five, cross-cultural differences in media, gender polarize. Number six, research evidence on media's role in reinforcing gender expectation. Gender socialization process. Number one, early childhood. Learning gender specific behaviors through family, toys, and media. Number two, adolescence. Active exploration and socialization of gender identity. Number three, adulthood. Ongoing gender role expectations in relationship and workplace. Number four, cross-cultural variation in gender socialization practices. Number five, individual resistance and conformity to gender norms. Number six, lifelong process of negotiating personal identity within social constraints. Media influence on cultural identity. Number one, representation of diverse cultural groups shapes perceptions. Number two, cultural homogenization through dominant global media. Number three, efforts to maintain cultural diversity through local media. Number four, role of global streaming platforms in cultural exchanges. Number five, importance of local media in preserving cultural distinctiveness. Number six, digital media creating new opportunities for cultural expressions. Cultural socialization processes. Number one, family transmission of cultural values, traditions, and practices. Number two, community and religious institution reinforcing cultural identity. Number three, educational system preserving or transforming cultural identities. Number four, impact of migration creating complex cultural adaptation. Number five, globalization effects on local cultural practices. Number six, intergenerational shifts in cultural identity prioritize. A picture is worth 1,000 words, as how the picture says. It shows how diversity cultural people are together. Social media's transformative impact. Number one, functions as identity laboratory for exploration and expression. Number two, user-generated content allowing greater diversity in representation. Number three, online communities providing validation for mar- marginalized identities. Number four, social media activism, challenging stereotypes and promoting inclusivity. Number five, challenges, echo chambers, reinforcing existing beliefs. Number six, polarization around identity issue in digital spaces. Implications and recommendations. Number one, media literacy education to develop critical analysis skills. Number two, diverse and inclusive media production teams and content. Number three, critical consumption practices for media audience. Number four, creating positive socialization environments in families and schools. Number five, policies considerations for responsible media regulations. Number six, collaborative approaches between producers, educators, and policy makers. Let's go into the conclusion. Number one, media and socialization profoundly influence identity formation. Number two, ongoing evolution of media influence with digital platforms. Number three, challenge of balancing global connectivity with cultural distinctiveness. Number four, individual agencies in negotiating between societal expectation and personal authenticity. Number five, need for more diverse norms and inclusive representation. Number six, future research directions across different cultural contexts. And thank you for your time, my dear professor and my fellow mates. And I hope my presentation has shared some new knowledges to you all. And I hope I whatever questions that I have given in it will be helpful for you all when you find it out. Thank you.